Brother, I had cheese dip yesterday, and it clogged me. Dude, I saw a TikTok today, and I don't know how to feel about it. I want to be nice, but it was this really fat guy, like very obese, and he goes to theme parks to test the seating to show other fat people if they'll be able to ride. And I was looking at his comment section. Every comment was like, or you could just stop eating. I was like, damn. Clearly this video was posted recently over summer while at these amusement parks. As the video progressed, he was just dripping. Show us the fat guy. Okay, I can try to find the fat guy, but it's legit gonna take a minute because I did not think I would be showing it to you guys. So here we go. Wubby about to fucking, how do you do this? TikTok settings. How do you look at your watch history? Search fat testing rides. That's a actually good idea. Hold on, I'm gonna do that. I don't know if this guy tags his own video with, oh, there he is. Wow, it's all right. There he is. I found it. All right. He was the first result, the second result, the third result, and the fourth result. That's crazy. This is all he does. Hey, I mean, you know, find your Nietzsche. No, none of this has to do with it. Oh my God, I'm over it. I give up. I give up. Who cares? It's over. It's over. We're moving on. Thank you. Next question. All right. If somebody finds it, just send it to me. Anyway, what were we talking about?
Link to the fat guy TikTok is on the subreddit.
This is what makes streaming the most unique format of content creation. I can talk about an obese, sweaty guy, and then I can click over to our meeting place.
Did you know that 9/11 happened because the...
I can click over to our meeting place and see that fat man plastered not only all over my subreddit, but also we got Jewish Wubby. Boys, we really are, like, technology is fucking crazy, bro. I say, I need the link of that fat guy at Universal. 5 minutes go by. We get fat guy and Jew Wubby. Jubby, if you will. Hold on, I just realized this guy's got stats. I respect the service he's doing, but also I look at it and I'm like, I have to be honest, chat. I do. I can both respect what he's doing for chubby people, and also I cannot help myself but go, yeah, but like, it doesn't have to be this way. And maybe that's not fair. Maybe I'm being too honest with you guys. Stop pointing out his height. We don't share the same height. 5'8" and 370 is insane. It is. It is. Because whether you like to believe it or not, this man is literally inches shorter than me. And at my heaviest, he's like 60, 70 pounds heavier than me. That's a big boy.
Time to fat test the Incredible Hulk coaster here at Universal Studios Islands of Adventure.
The Incredible Hulk coaster is an opening day attraction here at Universal Studios Islands.
Is this the wrong video?
104 G went through an.
This is the wrong fucking video. I have this thing, right? If I see like a CS skin that's one of one, I'm like, I need it. I need it, right? If I see a serialized card and I get it in my head that I want it, I need it now, right? That's what's happening in this fucking video now. Now that we cannot get this video, I'm losing my fucking mind. Here's the real vid, Wubby. Okay, here we go. Hold on. This is it! Who is this? Who posted this? Several radishes. This is the one. This is the one I saw today. Thank you. Oh my God.
Today, fat testing rides, and the first one up is the Incredible Hulk. Thankfully,
here we go.
Has a test.
So from the start, I can already tell this man's the sun is out. And get ready. Oh wait, is he already? Oh no!
Here's the test seat for the Hulk. Okay, I don't even fit in the seat.
Just from him walking to the seat. You see what I'm saying? And I saw this, I'm like, damn, I know it's hot. That, and like, I feel for this, man. That's not a pattern. I do not believe it is. Bro, it's hot. That's what, I know it's hot. I've been there.
So this definitely is not going to work. So the first one up, the Hulk, fails the fat test.
Is it a pattern?
Fat test.
Oh, we have a new shirt.
I'm here with my friend Carrie, and we are going to go see.
Why really fat people always got apples? Maybe I'm going too deep into my own bias here, but I remember, man, this fucked up. Man, your mom says they're going to forget about it. Anything embarrassing that happens when you're a kid, they're going to forget about it. And this is such a counter to that. In elementary school, man, I was not even 13. How old are you in elementary school? There was a little fat girl And I never said anything to her, but I talked to her, or I talked about her to my grandma, and that bitch always had an apple, bro. And I'm like almost 30 now.
Does this one work at Epcot? Here it is. It's a large step down, by the way. So recommendation is pull the seatbelt out as you're sitting down and place it down behind you so you have more room to do that.
Thank you. Thank you. You know that car went slower. You know everyone else on the ride was like, they also got... Poor kid. I know. Well, they got to make it work, though, you know? We need a small single rider. Anyone small? Right there. Sir, come here.
So test track passes the fat test. All right, we're going to go down to Hogwarts.
I'm realizing now, if there's not a seat to test it, do you just have to find out when you get to the ride? That's devastating, bro.
Hagrid's Magical Creature Motorbike Adventure. All right, guys, here is the
Ain't no way.
Unfortunately, I think that's as far as I'm going to get it. Sadly, it looks like Hagrid's is not going to...
Is it a pattern? Chat, someone needs to find the shirt. I don't care. Stop talking. Find the shirt.
All right, guys, we're going to fat test Harry Potter's Forbidden Journey. All right.
Oh, this one's bad. Look away, chat. This one's not a good look. I wouldn't have posted this. Oh, that's a pattern. Oh, that's a pattern. That's for sure a pattern.
Hagrid can't even take his own ride.
That's actually... That sucks. All right. Oh, no.
Okay, push down for the green light here. Watch your hands real quick. Let me see.
What a nice worker. She's being so, like, well, we're going to give it a try.
So you're not getting the green light, which means you won't be safe on the ride today.
No problem. She thinks a lot of these were designed for the UK, so, you know, they don't have as many big folks.
She was being very nice.
Anyway. All right, guys, it's time to fat test.
It's the ice ride!
All right, so here is the test seat. Well, I got
Brother,
one leg
no.
in.
Brother, no.
That is a better sign than the Harry Potter rides.
You don't have to stick your arm through.
I mean, this really is a public service, though. I bet you I got some chubbies watching right now who are probably like, well, thank you. I'm not going to try to get on the ice ride. Thank you.
Oh, you know what? I got seated. That's a miracle.
Third shirt. Damn. He's just prepared. I mean, listen, if I was that sweaty, I'd pack 3-4 shirts.
All right,
I mean, someone's holding the camera. She's probably got a purse, right? Stuff them bitches in there.
It's supposed to loop down into this, and it has to, right? There's no extensions or anything.
No, we don't have any extensions.
Okay. Nope.
Oh, 3 different days. Oh, okay. Well, that's less fun. Oh, that's it. All right. Well, there you go. Was it worth it to find the video? Let me answer that for you, chat. Resounding
this guy
no.
is at least sparing heavy people humiliation at the ride.
That's what I was saying.
They can watch and make notes about where they can go.
That's what I was saying.
This happened to me at Universal a month ago. I'm 6 7 inches and kind of fat. Thinner than this guy, though. Some rides either don't close or I have to cram my knee into the front part of the car. Being tall sucks and being fat makes it worse.
I want to comment on that, actually. So I've lost a lot of weight, and I've actually been to Disney. I told you about that recently. And even with all the weight I've lost, I'm not lying. If I was just a couple inches taller, these rides do not fucking fly. Space Mountain, I am in a position where if that thing had to come to a sudden stop or hit anything, my knees are shattered. I have to cross my legs in like this way. It's uncomfortable. I can last the length of the ride and have fun. But if I was just a little taller, I don't even know what I would do. And that problem is even worse in Japan. Did I tell you that story? I went on Journey to the Center of the Earth. I probably told you this, or whatever it's called. It's at Tokyo Disney Sea. I'm sure very few of you even know what it is, and even less have been on it, unless you're like a Disney nerd. At Tokyo Disney Sea, there's a ride called Journey to the Center of the Earth. And when I first went, I was fatter. When I first went years ago, as a much fatter man, the fucking like thing, I don't remember what it was. Something about the mechanism wouldn't close all the way around me. And so the little Japanese guy, right before, so they just sent it. And the Japanese worker there, right before sending it, he just goes, hold tight. And he does this. And I went, huh? It's Disney. I'm sure I was safe. And maybe he was even fucking with me. But just, he goes, hold tight. I'm like, no, I should not have, this is a ride. What do you mean?
Anyone body shaming this man should post themselves to the subreddit so we can laugh. He's actively trying to lose weight too. You're better than this chat.
See, that's what I said too. I was like, when I see him, I go, I recognize that he is doing something that helps people, you know? All right, let's talk. So yesterday, I had Papa Meat, aka Meat Canyon, come over. People will look at me, and I don't understand it. People have looked at me, even friends of mine, and they'll be like, they'll compliment my sense of humor, and it's always like, okay, thank you. I don't feel that way about me, but I appreciate it, right? And then there are people who I look at and go, I don't get it. I don't get how you're so funny. I can name a few people like that. It's rare. Meat Canyon's one of those people. He's one of the funniest people I've ever met. Did we fuck? We did. We did. We had sex. We had big gay man sex. We hung out. We filmed. The videos turned out great. We filmed for like, honestly, 4, close to 5 hours, maybe, ish. Yeah, around 4 hours. And then he's like, hey, bro, I'm still in town. You guys free? I'm like, I know a casino we could hit up. So we go to the casino, and we got it twisted. We definitely got it mixed up there. Here, let me actually set the stage for you. Hold on. We got it twisted about Baccarat. We got it twisted, bro. It was me and the boys, a Chinese man. I'm not even lying when I say this. I'm not being racist. I'm being factual. A Chinese man with thousands in chips at the end of the table. And here's where it got really cool. The dealer also barely spoke English. Music is not unrelated. I'm trying to give you an idea of the experience. The whole even the little Chinese guy in the end was getting hype with us. We were all betting player again. And so I'm gonna outbeat Canyon right now. He has a baccarat strategy called, you may have heard of this, called Let It Ride. Every time, and we can't lose doing this. Let me tell you how it went. We would hit on player. We would double our money. You take that money. You didn't earn that. You just increased your bet. And we let that bitch ride. Now, I'm not going to say who, but someone, after letting it ride and getting it twisted one too many times, lost a few thousand on a single hand. I'll rule it out for you, though. It wasn't me. I like to gamble with my friends, and my friends don't want to lose a lot of money, and I respect that. So I've conditioned myself to happily play $15 hands all night. I love it. I just want to play blackjack. I don't want to go to high roller and do multiple hundred hands. I don't like losing a lot of money. I like to play the game. If I go to a casino and I spend 3 hours and I'm down like $100, that's a win. I had fun. I hung out. I paid for my night, right? If I go to a casino and I lose like 8 grand, I'd have to be there for a week to feel like that was worth it. You know what I mean? But with Papa Meat, you know, I got to keep up. We're baccaratting. He's winning.
Were you amazed by the way the vibes were so good? Like best friends reuniting?
The thing is that I've just learned that there are some people on this planet who are really good at talking to people. I'm not one of those people. I think people sometimes view me as maybe cold. I'm not cold. Can I be really open with you guys for a second? Can I be really weird? Okay. I'll be fully transparent here. I talk to you guys easily because you're not in front of me. And I feel like it's almost like this is a diary for me where I can just be funny, test things out, and talk openly. But if you and I were standing face to face, it's mostly being face to face. I really do struggle with understanding why anyone would give a shit about like an anecdote I'm sharing. And so as a result, I get in my head and then I just don't respond to things. And then I get really like not good at talking, right? It's called autism, brother. And you might say, Wubby, that's because you feel that way. You're projecting. The fucked up thing is I don't feel that way. When someone's sharing something with me, I love it. I'm like, yes, they're talking. I like hearing this. They're talking to me. This is good. I like, yes, tell me about your father, Meat Canyon, please. I love this. And then when it comes time for me to share, I'm like, he doesn't give a fuck. Why would he care about anything about my dad? Like, no, why is this interesting? Nobody cares. When there's a camera on, I feel like I can do it somewhat better. Because I can say, okay, this is for content. But this is textbook autism, Wubby. I'm not seeking any sort of positive. I'm just being honest with you. But the point I'm making with that is then there are other types of personalities, and I will cite Meat Canyon now. He is the type of person who's so good at it that he makes me feel comfortable doing it. And so to say, oh, we guys like best friends, I don't think he's just a sociable person, and sociable people can bring that out of non-sociable people. But here's what's really fucked up. If I meet someone like me, we just kind of, oh, am I down? If I meet somebody like me who also struggles with that, oh my God, the conversations are so bad. Anyway, we went to dinner and the fucking server recognized him. That was awkward. Bro came up and asked him questions during the meal. I'm outing him. That was, hey, I'm gonna give you some advice, bro. That's not the play. That was not the play. He was telling us a story about something. I won't even say what. And the server, while pouring water, said, is that true? And of course, you know, Meat Canyon handled it with class. Totally nice. Answered him. Get him a photo after dinner. But I was like, I'm melting. Why would, oh my God, bro. So here's my advice to any service workers. If you meet a homie that you're obsessed with, wait till the meal's over. And then, yeah, go get the photo, yeah. Don't hit on a waitress. Don't get into the convo. Both are, here's another one. Don't hit on like someone who's at work at a service worker.
Do you feel like you play a more real person on camera? Wish you were more PayMoneyWubby and not Dennis?
I don't know. I actually don't know. Someone kissed him at a casino once. What?
Empathy, anticipation for humor, interest in your fellow man. Here's $3, Wubby. Save a trip to the doctor. We diagnose you with the tism.
Hey, I appreciate that, but you're retarded because that was $5. So, who's really the idiot? Autistic idiot. Shut up. Also, $3. Save me a trip to the doctor. Where do you live? Hello, Canadian. Jesus Christ. Hello, someone other than United States citizen. Jesus.
I'm in Canada, and even he gets thousands for an autism diagnosis. I would know Wubby 7.
$1,000 to find out you're autistic? Brother, I could take care of that for you for half that. No, but for real, if you're paying $1,000 to get a diagnosis, please, I'll do it for $250. Are we down? Oh, stream's taking Fs. Well, don't worry. We're going to talk about it. I'm not going to get there yet. And I'll say this also, again, not to out Meat Canyon, love him to death, but I got to say it. This is going to be the raw for this video has the most, Ryan, cut that out. This is the most we've ever filmed for Magic where I don't like, first off, it's all fun and all funny, but there's got to be so much that's just like, yeah, we're going to have to try that one again. All right, hold on. I'm going to give you guys actually a treat here. I'm going to give you unedited green screen footage of Meat Canyon that you can use however you want. All right, so here's some green screen footage. Do with it what you want. Use it on your stream. Have it be an alert. We're giving it to the world. I have about 22 minutes of this too, so you guys, oh, I can't wait for you to see it. Here we go. Hold on. Let's crank this audio. You're going to want to hear this.
Uh-oh, I'm about to get butt fucked.
Do with it what you want, boys. Do with it what you want. Okay, that is my gift to you. And I believe this video should be out by Saturday. God, that's not even... All right, we'll leave it at that. Anyway, can't wait for it. Meat Canyon's great. Cool shiz. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about this. So, reparations. As you guys know, the Magic the Gathering card, known as Reparations, was recently bought out by this community's autism powers. If you're not interested in Magic, this story continues to give. So I have just jokingly talked about how I believed Reparations would be a banned card in the future. And I jokingly said, hey guys, buy now, baby. It's going to be banned in the future. And then my community bought out every copy of this fucking card on TCG Player, on everywhere. And while this was happening, I was like, oh, fuck, I should have bought and prepared for this. So while I was live, I was like, oh, fuck. Because they were all selling out. So I bought in. I got like 2 copies now. Where are they? Are they on my desk? They're not. But it's already back to $2. Except it's not. Hold on. This guy's saying it's already back to $2. Let's see. And if you're wrong, you get banned. So let's go. Reparations. Here we go. TCG Player. Okay. Sort by near mint. Lowest you can get right now is $25. So already back to $2. Uh-oh. Retard alert. $2 ain't 25. See ya. You know, it's so easy to Google. Anyway, so that happened. And the Magic community was like, I saw some Magic people being like, oh, Wubby pumped it. It's going to go back down. Nobody cares. I don't care. This is not a investment for me. This was a stupid, funny conversation we had. But now, more Magic, this chat, if you're, from my perspective and from this chat's perspective, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen. So this got posted on the subreddit. This guy is, I never heard of him, is a like Magic, I guess, finance YouTuber. I mean, we have top 10 sales May 24th through June 1st. So it is like a weekly sales analysis of Magic cards, which I want to be real is so not my type of Magic interest. I am not into like Magic stocks like that. Not nearly to this degree. This guy does not know what happened to Reparations, and you need to hear how he describes it. It is so fucking funny, dude.
Now, Reparations has not really seen a lot of sales in a long time, but it comes in with 412 sales or $8,153.48. There's a lot going on here, guys. This card now has an average price of $19.79, but earlier in the week, this thing was like $3. So somebody did a buyout, and that means...
Get ready to how he talks about us, because he doesn't know it was us. He's like, there's someone making moves here.
This thing has got some legs in the sense you can draw cards as long as your opponents are targeting your stuff. I used to use it a lot back in the day in quite a few of the different decks I was building at the time for Mirage and all that, but I have not used this card regularly in several years in most of the decks I've been constructing with. Welcome back to the end of the video. 412 sales. Let's go over that again. 412 sales. I don't care what the card is. Don't ignore how many sales that is. Don't ignore what's happening with Copy Artifact or Wheel of Fortune.
Don't ignore it!
There's definitely a little bit of motion of some backroom deals going on, solidifying some positions in reserve list cards. Sales are higher in several areas, and this just gives me a little bit of pause to say who's buying it and why. What do they know and what are they trying to pull off?
What are we trying to pull off here, boys? We got an opportunity of a lifetime. What is the goal of Team Reparations here, guys? Are we motivated by racism? What do we got here? What do we know? Do we talk about what we know, though? Let me ask you, chat, as the leader of the reparations movement. Ooh, that's good for my image. As the leader of the reparations movement, let me ask you guys a question. What do you guys, because I don't actually know. Do we know something? What do we know? And I'm not saying that to be face-tious. What do we know?
But some of these recent purchases, especially at stores I know, we were talking, somebody comes in and buys 10 copies. That's not normal. That's not a normal sales day. Selling 1 copy a week is okay. Selling 5 or 6 is downright awkward. Selling 10 plus, really the store should be asking themselves, what do you know that I don't know? And this is where we're at, okay?
This is it. I'm putting it out there. This is now official. I am now hereby Team Diamond Hand Reparations. If a Reparations card appears, we buy it.
I found 26 copies of Reparations in the 25-cent bin at all the stores in my town.
Get them all, baby. I don't want to see a near mint reparation for sale anywhere. These people want to say this is just a flash in the pan. I will go bankrupt making sure that's not the case. You will never see a near mint reparations again. But I will say this only works, boys, if we never sell. Hold! Hold! Grade and hold. It's so stupid. I just love that, like, this guy would have never been on my radar, nor I his. This little magic analysis, he's like, what's going on? Who are these big movers, these whales, making these big position jumps right now? What do they know that we don't? Meanwhile, I'm sitting here, dick out, Magic Monday. Yeah, it's the card kind of sounds racist. We might want to buy some of them. It does sound racist.
Sorry, I burnt down your village. Here is some gold.
It's so funny. I love it. It's been cracking me up. What about lightly played? I wouldn't dip down below that. I would keep it to near mint. Check TCG Player now. Did you guys put more up for sale? If you guys are undercutting each other, what are we really doing? You know, what if you're undercutting each other to sell your reparations, what are you really doing? Oh my God, you guys just bought, holy shit, wait. Holy shit, people bought them for $35. What the fuck? This is, okay, hold on. All right. In order to prove to you I'm diamond handsing, I will every single time show you my reparations. I will show you I am not selling. This is so ridiculous. Okay, these cards are not worth 35 bucks. I don't know. I guess they're worth whatever we buy them for. Oh, this is ridiculous. You're going to pump and dump? Here's the thing, right? It's not a pump. I think I'm in totally like 12 bucks. You know what I mean? So if I got to liquidate. Cool, I made a cool 17 bucks. This is funnier than anything, than any sell. FCC on the phone? You mean FEC? SEC? You fucked me up so bad. No, I'm obviously joking about all of this. Nobody do anything. We don't care about anything.
We are going to turn this into GameStop stocks, baby, to the moon.
You understand? We literally cannot. There aren't. It's not. This is so stupid. Fuck, someone just bought the eBay listing I was buying.
Bought Japanese versions, bro.
Japanese versions of reparations. No. We don't want that. That's crazy. But here's what he said.
Wubby and chat on CoffeeZilla's Chanel soon over reparations.
That'd be kind of funny, though. We'll be the reparations guys, which, again, that's not a bad look. I'm the reparation guy. That's better than being the racist guy. Wubby, transphobe, racist. I'd rather be Wubby, reparations guy. It's honestly like, if you're glancing at a headline, you'd be like, oh, that Wubby guy is actually, he's doing a lot, actually. Anyway, that's reparations update. I will continue to update you guys with it. Should I shave my chest hair? I gotta be real. Unless you got a rockin' body, you're just gonna look like either a plucked chicken or like a soft body twink. If you're hot, shave your fucking chest. Go for it, man. It's not even gonna matter because you're hot. But if you're not, it's bad. The hair that exists anywhere other than the top of my head is the only thing that even remotely makes me look like a man and not an obese lesbian. So, body hair, facial hair, pubic hair, asshole hair, keep it, grow it, let it braid it with pride, like the Vikings intended. It gets rough quick for us out there. If you're even slightly overweight, it's a bad look. There's nothing wrong with those obese lesbians, okay? I'm not trying to attract obese lesbians in the marketplace of sex. You see what I'm saying? All right? I'm trying to give off the vibe that I don't have a clam. Instructions unclear. You got your message deleted. That's crazy. Oh, wait, never mind. Braided my asshole shut. I am going to time you out, actually, because you made me read that. Yesterday, I went to LA, I guess Wednesday night, I went to LA, stayed the night to avoid driving up in traffic. Still ended up getting in traffic at one point while I was driving around LA yesterday. And I know I say this every time. I'm never going to stop saying it. LA should be nuked. I hate LA. There needs to be a plague that only infects LA and just thins the herd a little bit. LA is just, I actually feel, I think every time I go to LA, I think about poor, innocent Japanese people who I'm not going to do the accent, but I am going to say these beautiful Japanese tourists who come to the United States who are like, I want to experience LA where Beverly Hills Cop was filmed. You poor, innocent Japanese, poor, innocent tourist, because you are just going to get hit with nothing but ass, difficulty getting around the city. And then when you get to your destination, you're kind of like, oh, can we go inside? I'm scared. Oh, that guy's screaming and jerking off. Oh, and he works here. Oh my God. LA or stink Paris. Paris was a better city than LA, but the people in Paris are the disease itself. LA as a whole is an unfortunate disease due to population and poverty and class issues, right? Paris is a disease. The city is fine, but Paris itself is I believe all the French people were replaced with cockroaches that slowly morphed into, I guess if we can call them humans. I don't want to humanize them, but I mean, literally, getting harassed by a homeless person, not for money, but because you're speaking English, and a bunch of other French people sitting around going, it's probably fine. I mean, he's American, so. Anyway, I went to LA. Damn, what a tangent, huh, boys? I went to LA, and I didn't want to do this. Alex was like, come on, it's once in a lifetime, you got to do it. I didn't want to do this. I'm going to share a story with you guys right now. I didn't want to go. Okay? I don't know if I can say, I'm going to be vague, but some business partners were meeting in LA, and Alex got a little group together was like, hey, let's meet up with them and let's hang out with them. And I'm like, I don't want to do it because they were going to something very specific and exclusive. And I was very black-pilled. I was like, I don't want to go. I don't know. I'm busy. I have to drive up to LA. I'm going up to LA again. That's twice in 1 week. I'm lazy. It's going to make it so I'm going to get home and have nothing prepared for stream. So we had an orgy. No. So where was it that we got invited to? We got invited to the Magic Castle. And if you don't know what that is, the Magic Castle is this old Hollywood building in LA. It's a super exclusive club for magicians. Right? You got to either buy your way in or be like a magician that gets accepted and trains in it. And I was just like, what the fuck ever? Like, I don't know. I'm setting the stage here, but I got a lot of good things to say. Just wait. Just wait. And there's people in chat going, L, that's stupid, da-da-da. I want you to hear me, guys. Now when I see people say that, I just see the sweet face of ignorance. I myself was there too. I get it. I was just as ignorant. I didn't even want to go. We went up there, okay? We met up with this group, whatever. It was fun. It was a good group of people, okay? And the person who got us in is a magician who's a member there. And he started when he was like 13 and had to like apply and then had to this whole thing. I didn't even know what it was. I had no clue what it was, right? But they were like, no photography, da-da-da. You can't, once you get inside, you can't take pictures. You can't do this. I'm like, all right, whatever. And he stole my nose. And I'm a mouth breather to this day. So we go in and it's like a bar, right? And I still don't know what's going on. So I ask him, I'm like, hey, what do we do here? Like, what is the Magic Castle and what is the purpose of all this? So drinks galore. There's bars everywhere. There's like 4 bars scattered around this essential like mini mansion, right? And there's all these different hallways leading to all these different rooms. And in those rooms are constant cycling people coming in. There's a magician in the room. They do a little up-close magic for maybe 10, 15 minutes. And then you just walk away, you go to the next room, and so on. Now, I want to be clear, chat, and I'm going to make a very small group of people who love a dying art so happy. But chat, when I tell you, the last time I thought magic was cool was when I was 15. When I tell you, I could not feel more differently than I do now. My mind was blown. This experience for me, chat, was, first off, any magicians in chat who are trying to keep the art form alive, I love you. When you get black-pilled by Chris Angel, glad you're back. No, exactly. So I think over the years, magicians started to kind of get on my nerves, right? You learn Chris Angel, it was all bullshit, and you just get mad at him, and you start all this magic, especially like big Las Vegas.
Testicles.
Big Las Vegas stage magic. As you get older, you start to you get a little like, okay, dude, we've seen you make an elephant appear. Like, okay, I don't care anymore, right? But something about being in these little rooms with like, and I'm talking superstar talented magicians, right? They're just standing there. They're so casual. Gather in 15 people. We all gather up. They have a little mat in front of them. And they just start... I know I'm going to sound stupid because I thought people who talked like me were stupid, but I promise you, there is no feeling you'll be able to recreate by watching magic online. I think that magic, why it's dying, is because it's an art form that does not translate well over video, over television, over film. Just standing face to face with a guy. I'm standing there. I'm skeptical. I'm like staring at his hands. I'm like, you're not going to trick me. And next thing you know, my jaw's on the fucking floor. If you ever get the chance, chat, if you ever get the chance, go to the Magic Castle. And I'll even say this, if you ever get the chance to see up close magic by a professional, do it. Because my brain knows they're doing a trick, but like it was the simplest ones that made me want to vomit. And also, when you're watching it on camera, your mind always does this. Oh, well, they zoomed in there, so they cut something. Oh, well, the person they picked, I don't care. They're in on it, right? And then next thing you know, you're sitting in a room and the guy goes, dude in the back with glasses, name a card. I name a card, right? And he goes, okay, no. A different one, because you already picked the King of Spades. What? How do you know that? What do you mean? What do you mean? What the fuck do you mean? I like just shit. Then it's like, yeah, there's a trick, right? There's something going on there. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going on. And he read you like a book, but there's all kinds of, like, Alex got picked multiple times for it, right? And of course, I grabbed her. Did you know? Did you tell him? She's like, no, of course. Let her go, right? Yeah, there were the cool, complicated ones where the whole stories with the cards, and that shit was mind-blowing, right? But everyone we went to, at some point, they all had the same shtick of, like, they're messing up or it didn't go as planned, and then they just fuck your whole day up, dude. And I want to say this on behalf of those magicians, on behalf of anyone who does magic. You got me. I'm back. I'm so back. I'm so in.
Smarter than you. You're a pawn, an ant, a puppet on his dick.
But really, though, and I came in so ready to be like, all right, I know what to look for. Okay, I'm here for it. You're not going to get me.
Wubby about to be pulling out playing cards for Magic Monday, abracadabra.
Well, here's the thing, too, though, right? Like, I know that none of what I'm saying is going to reach people who don't give a shit. So my only request is go see it if you get the opportunity to see up-close magic with a professional. Wubby, address the testicles, please. I cannot. Inside has a YouTube video on the castle. Yeah, I watched it. It's kind of lame. Wubby about to bring his wand and top out. We were talking about this when we were leaving. How, like, it's so unfortunate because magic, unless you are a professional, you're basically practicing the most cringe, embarrassing dog shit for, like, close friends. Magic is so cool when an expert cooks. Everybody else, it's like, oh, do I pretend that he fooled me? Do I pretend? Oh, yeah. And then what the worst part about it too is it's not as good on video. I can't show anything I show you from what happened. I didn't film anything, but like if I were to show you, it's not good enough. Gay moment here. I had like goosebumps like 8 times because I was just like, I think I'm a average, maybe above average with magic type stuff, and I have no fucking clue. I'm baffled. Bro, gave you goosebumps? Yeah, a dude gave me goosebumps, bro. No, there were a couple tricks that were just like, oh, okay, hold on. Motherfucker, hold on. Right at the end of the night, motherfucker made my glasses levitate. Okay? And I know every cope in chat is trying to figure out what it was. I want you to understand I'm not retarded. I thought of these things too, bro. I thought of these things too. I don't know. He goes, can I see your glasses? And I go, yeah. I take off my glasses and he goes, okay, hold on. And he just set them right back down in my hand. So they're in my hand right now. And he goes, he's rubbing his hands together, right? Takes a second. And then they jump. They out of my hands. And he goes, that's all I got, right? And so everyone's like, oh, a string, a magnet. I'm like, I put him back on. He touched him once. Bro, you literally don't see well. Yeah, but my group saw well. I see the wire. I think that's my point, right? Everyone's got an excuse. Everyone, oh, I know. Well, actually, have it be done to you. And you're like, damn it, he got me. Now, maybe if I had a 4K camera and I could watch it back frame, but sure.
I was the assistant to a close-up magic show on my 21st birthday, and I still don't know how he got that card under my ass in a chair.
Okay, wait a minute. That actually happened at our show too. Dude, it's just like, you know what really fucks me up? Have you considered the possibility that it was magic? Yes, I have. I've thought of that. That's what makes it so beautiful, okay? There was one, like, here's the other thing that would fuck me up because it was so intimate. People were getting chosen. A lot of our party got chosen multiple times, right? And the thing that would fuck me up would be, and I know, right? Logically speaking, they would put something into your head. They'd show you, they'd put it into your hand, and then the trick would go by, and you'd have something else in your hand. I understand the logic. You don't need to explain it to me. At some point, the magician
what would you
either
do if you hit a foam ball in your
the magician didn't put that in my hand, or at some point switched it. But the magic is me going, I have no fucking clue when that happened. And being the guy holding the card when that happened, you have like a oh shit moment. Like, oh my God, I just got so hard, right? And we see that on TV, but I promise you, having it done to you being the guy holding the card, you think you're gonna know. And then they're so smooth and they're so distracting. Like, okay, another thing too, right? It's all misdirection, right, chat? It's all misdirection. And you know that. We all know they're going to misdirect you. And next thing you know, something's going to happen. You're going to look back and go, he just fucking misdirected me. And I know I missed something just now, but I don't know when it happened and I don't know what he did, but he got me, son of a bitch. I'm sitting here, I'm laser focused on this motherfucker's hands. My eyes never leave his hands. And then something happens and I go, fuck, I missed his hands. He probably did something. But that's what's so cool about it. The magic isn't real, right? But as the biggest like skeptic ready to be like, okay, idiot, they got me. And it was one of the greatest experiences ever. And I had a lot of fun. I struggled.
A restaurant I went to once had a magician on staff, and I was so pissed he got me that I wanted to punch him in his stupid nerd face.
Bro, that's what I kept saying all night. We would leave a show, and I'd be like, I'm pissed. I'm so mad. He got me so good. And I don't mean like, this wasn't magic you'd see at a kid's party where it's like, and flowers. No, it was all like, most of it was card magic, bar magic, but it's so effective. God damn. The best magic is the kind where it can be explained and still looks impossible. That's kind of what it is, right? Like, yeah, rationally, when I pick a card by pointing at one in a spread out deck, I pick one and reveal it to myself. Rationally speaking, him being able to name that card immediately, my brain goes, okay, maybe there's a mirror, maybe he forced that card on me somehow. But the magic is, I don't fucking know when or how he did that. I can't logically understand when or how that happened. And I gotta say, let's go. Claps in chat for magicians. They get too much heat because you know why? Every once in a while, there's a small Japanese man walking around with a top hat and a card in his hat and weird bright pink vest, and he's making everyone uncomfortable. And that's what people think of as magicians, right? But, you know, last night wasn't that, bro. Last night was cool dudes with incredible movement of cards and being in, like, working a crowd, and I was just so impressed. I was so impressed. Illusionist, exactly, bro. Did he make your eyes normal size? All right. If there was any kind of method to being able to just be in the future, any kind of method for that, I'd say goodbye to all my loved ones. I'd shake their hands, and I would lock my ass up for 300, 400 years. Are you kidding me, bro? I'm sure everyone would make that call. 20 years tops? Hell fuck no, dude. What do you mean? Climate change, Wubby? Bro, climate change this cock. Listen, I'm gonna get my one lifetime on this earth, okay? And yeah, climate change not good, right? 500 years in the future, either I'm gonna take that gamble because either they figured it out and we are having like crazy sex android, robo dick, Blade Runner, goddamn synth pussy, or the world's over. That is such a dice roll for me. I will roll that dice every day of my life. It's hot. We'll have turbo AC on Mars. Everyone will be Chinese. I can't wait. I want to learn Mandarin. You know what I'm saying? I want to do that. There's a post on the subreddit I want to talk about. It says, worried about unintentionally mistreating a coworker. And then this person put in parentheses, this is a genuine post. Okay. Hey guys, I started a new job today, and a couple of my coworkers have Down syndrome. They go around the building cleaning and have a guide with them to help them out. One of them has a pretty substantial speech impediment, and I'm really worried about saying huh or what too much when I'm talking to them and making them feel like a burden. This is so weird that you come to this community to ask this question. This is crazy. There's got to be better Reddits for questions like this. Does anyone in the community have advice? I do. I got you. Next time, let's call him Jake. Let's call him little special Jake. Next time Jake comes up to you and starts spitting, I want you to. I used to work with someone with Down syndrome. His name was Matt, and him and I were good friends. I gave him my number, and he would call me in the middle of the night. Wubby, I love you. I'm like, I love you too, Matt. Never call me again. But he was really sweet. I want you to. What I would do with Matt, what I would suggest doing to you is close the gap. So if he's standing cleaning your desk, close the gap, okay? Put your hand on his shoulder. So like this. And then, ah! And then sit back down at your desk, okay? Sit down and pretend he doesn't fucking exist. He will know what it means, you will know what it means, and you will both go along with your day, okay? It's a win. It's worked for me. I'll tell you right now. When I tried that on Matt, sorry, I'm getting emotional because it was such a positive experience for both of us. The phone call stopped. He even stopped coming in for work. I assume he got a better job. I'm sorry. This post is so stupid. Here we go. How Hey, this dude with Down syndrome keeps talking to me. How do I not disrespect him? I don't know. Talk to him like a person. If you mishear someone in polite conversation, you don't go, huh? You go, one more time? Sorry, one more time? Also, they have a handler. If you're confused, just be, sorry, I didn't catch that. One more time. It's so easy. Also, I will say, you asked this community and you got this community an answer. Like half of the answers on this thread are like, maybe you serve them a margarita. I feel like the answer to the question is in the question. They have a handler, which I feel like that can't be the proper word for that. I mean, they're not a circus animal. I don't think there's a guy walking around with like high black leather boots and a bright red vest, and he has a little stick and he taps and he walks over there. I don't think they're called the Wrangler. They're not called, I think they're called caregivers, right? I don't think they're handlers. Oh my God. Do you think the person who posted this might be special needs and they don't realize it? And they're sitting here posting this because they don't realize they have special needs? And they're like, how do I do this? Oh no. That's my biggest fear, is that I'm the special needs and nobody's telling me. That is so
Don't worry,
paranoid.
man. I don't think McDonald's has a big HR department.
Yeah, where do you work, actually? I'm curious. All right, speaking of special needs people, okay, but would you sell them alcohol? Yes, I would, and I would give them boxing lessons, and I would train them how to use a firearm, and I'd put them behind the wheel of a vehicle, and I would have them fly a plane, because they're people, and chat educated me on this. I was made to look like such a fucking idiot, okay? Because I said I wasn't sure what to do. I would make sure that bitch was so drunk that she'd be speaking Latin and shit. Next thing you know, Down syndrome be gone. She'd be she'd be playing mahjong or whatever. She'd be going crazy, bro. I would, because they're people, and it's, you know what I mean?
When I was in high school, I was placed in a special needs summer school class because of a clerical error. I walked in and thought, oh, holy shit.
I used to do that. I used to hang out in the special needs class before school. It's kind of fucked up. I've told you this story before, but like, it is fucked up because they had video games in there because they were special needs, so I'm sure they did shit with it. And we would just go in there, me and the boys, and we would just play Guitar Hero before school started, and the special needs kids would just kind of hang out, and we just would hang out and take over the games before school. Sure, hang out. Yeah, and they wouldn't let us leave when school started too. And actually, we would spend the whole class day there too. Like, I would get out of school. That genuinely sounds pog. Yeah, and the teacher was really nice too, because she was used to dealing with, a lot. So it was vibes. It was a good time.
Get that bitch so drunk she starts popping off like Donnie from Wild Thornberries.
I will say this. I will make this story wholesome. We actually got along with the special needs kids too, and they started to view us as friends as we would come in and play Guitar Hero. I think they were just excited to have other people in there, and it was very fun and very sweet, and it was good. And at one point, a Bakugan got stolen, and we weren't allowed in there anymore, and that was rough. And I didn't steal nothing. I wasn't into Bakugan, but it was something. I'll leave it at that, okay? All right, let's talk about Cox. I'm going to go on a rant here that might last the whole stream. So I don't know how interesting you guys will find this, but I'm going to go galactic right now. I'm going to go Super Saiyan because I'm mad. And you need to, there's going to be a quiz at the end, and you're going to need to take notes, chat. All right? You need to follow along to the best of your ability. If you're half listening, now's the time to full listen, because I'm going to spin you a tale, all right? And it might get wordy if you're half listening, so I need you to fully listen, all right? So, as you guys know, I've been having trouble with my internet for as long as I can remember through Cox. Cox is my internet service provider here. They have a monopoly nearly in San Diego, so leaving them is difficult, but I'm considering at this point. And last night, I tried to upload the footage to Rye, my editor, from the Meat Canyon episode, and it's hundreds of gigs. It's a lot of footage, 8K footage. It's a lot. Normally, this takes a few hours to upload, and that's annoying, but that's fine. It still gets there overnight. Usually, I do it when I sleep. I woke up this morning it said it failed, which has not happened before, and Rye was like, "Hey, I didn't get the footage." I'm like, "Oh fuck, we're a day behind now." Whatever. So this morning, I'm like, I'll retry it. So when I woke up, I started it again, and I noticed that the upload estimate went from 4 hours and it just 6 hours, 10 hours, counting up by the minutes. And I messaged Ryan. I'm like, hey, bro, it's at 48 hours. If this doesn't update soon, I'm just going to overnight you like an SD card. Like, that's going to be the fastest way to get you this footage at this point. Everyone's asking why 8K. The answer is because our overhead cam is in 8K, so you can zoom into the cards from the overhead cam without a loss of quality. As I'm sitting here waiting to see if this number will go down, I noticed that the number goes up, and the point where I kill the upload is it's over 250 hours estimated upload time. And I go, okay, there's something wrong here. This shit's gonna be done in a week or 10 days. I don't even know how long that would be, over 10 days. So I'm like, okay, no, there's something going wrong. So first, I kill my internet and I restart my computer. I do the modem, I do the router, and I restart my computer. What you would normally do, right? Bring it all back up, and then I try it again. Still 250-hour estimate. So I go, okay, it's still fucked. So then I run a speed test. You guys ready for this? I promise you, this is one of the most shocking Cox stories you're ever gonna hear. It's incredible, and I don't know why. I'm ready to go fucking galactic on them. And the irony here, anytime my internet goes down during this, that is the most hilarious and validating thing you could imagine. I'm seeing already people are putting the little pixels in chat because I'm losing bitrate. Isn't that fucking hilarious? So I run a speed test just to let you guys know what I paid for. Let's go transparency here. I paid for 1,000. This is too perfect that it's fucking dying. This is too fucking perfect. Okay, speak of the devil. Just so you guys know, I pay for 1,000 down, and I pay for 100 up. I don't know if you guys can hear me right now, but I pay for 1,000 down, and I pay for 100 up. If you don't know what those numbers mean, you need almost nothing to have a functioning stream. You need almost nothing consistently. That's the big thing. It's consistency. And as you guys just saw, we went down just now. That means total loss for a second there. So I ran a speed test. Remember, the numbers to get as close as possible to are 1,000 down, 100 up. Are you ready? My speed test yielded, ready for this? 4 down, 0.06 up. Galactic Wubby is now engaged. So I go look at what I'm paying. And I am paying, I don't even want to say how much. Let's just say this, over $150. I am now on and because I don't know if any of this will ever go legal, I'm not going to say murderous, but I am going galactic at my desk. So I decide I don't care anymore. I'm going to miss stream if this has to happen. I'm calling Cox, and if they offer me no solution that I haven't tried, I am switching to AT&T, even though their speeds are slower. I'm canceling my Cox today. I don't care if I don't have internet and I miss stream. We're going to go to AT&T, where I have been told that it's reliable even though it's slower, which is all I need. There are details I'm going to share with you that don't sound important now, but this is why you need to take notes, because they will come up later on the test. They're important later. I call Cox and they recognize my number. The automated system grabs my number, recognizes me as a customer, and because of that, transfers me to a representative, right? A customer service rep, and all they have to do is verify my name and my PIN. So after a little brief hold and verifying my number with an automated thing, I talk to a rep, verifies with my PIN, verifies my name. Cool. All right. On that call, I say, hey, man, I explain the situation. Hey, dude, dealing with internet for years. I believe I'm being throttled. I know you don't have anything to say about that, but this is my issue. If you're going to explain these solutions, I get it. I don't want those anymore. If that's the case, I need to cancel my service. I lay it out for him. I'm very respectful. I go, it's not your fault, but this is the reality. He goes, well, if those are the solutions that you've been told, that's all we can do here. So if that's the case, I'm going to transfer you to customer retention. You can cancel your policy there if you'd like, and they'll help you out. Okay. And I go, all right, if you have nothing else to offer me, then unfortunately I am going to have to cancel. And he goes, okay, sounds good. Let me get you transferred over. About a 20-minute call I'm summarizing for you, because all the suggestions they've given me in the past, we've done, chat. Just so you know, we've done everything. techs over different equipment, different this, your node this, I'm going to drill a hole here. We've done everything. It's all bullshit, in my opinion. So I get transferred over to the customer retention desk. Automated message appears. We're sorry. Customer retention is closed on Saturdays and Sundays. Disconnects call. So now you are telling me that the customer service rep transferred me to a department that he should know is closed just to get rid of me. I am now fuming, and we're just beginning, boys. This was the first call. This happened at 1. I got off a call today around 6. So then I call back. Here's where it gets crazy. Here's where it gets tinfoily, and it's not the end. I call back, and the automated system, remember, were you taking notes, picks up my number and says, oh, this is so-and-so for this account. Perfect, like personal information. I'm like, yep. Press 1 if this is your number and you're calling about this account. Yes, you are. So I press 1 to confirm I'm the guy associated with this phone number. And I immediately get transferred to Cox customer service is closed on weekends. Please call back on Monday. Here are hours. And now I'm feeling gaslit. Wait a minute. I just called this number and just spoke with somebody, and now I'm being told you guys are closed. And instead of being a boomering, oh, well, I guess I was wrong, maybe they closed, I got tinfoily. And I thought, is my number now flagged? So I called back, but this time I did not confirm my number. I called in keep in mind, every call today is the same number. I did not change numbers. I called a single time. So I called the same number, but this time I did not confirm my number. When the automated system asked me if I was the person with this number, I said, no, that's not the account I'm calling about. And guess where I was transferred? To the customer service line. I got put on hold and I spoke with a new person, but now I'm mad. Now I'm a little frustrated because I'm like, first off, that seems very suspicious. Very, very suspicious, right? To the point where I am no longer talking about this in order for, content necessarily. I'm building a case currently for the FCC. I'm currently building a case against Cox for the FCC, and everything I'm doing after this call, I'll explain, is I'm basically just documenting everything. I get online with a customer service rep, and I explain the situation, but I do it carefully. First, before identifying myself, I ask her the question, when is the retention center open? And she says, it's open Monday through Friday. It's closed on weekends. And I go, oh, so you guys, you know that, like your team is trained in that. She goes, yes, it's closed on weekends. We all know that. She goes, what can I help you with? And I go, well, hold on. Before you help me, I'm going to give you my information, pull up my file. She pulls up the file and I go, okay, before we get started, I have a question for you. I used to work in a call center. Do you guys annotate the files? She says, yes, we do. We annotate after a call. Let me explain what that means if you've never worked in a call center. When I would speak with a customer, I would have to type out a summary of the important details of the phone call. So that way, when a new adjuster, if they answer the phone and pull that up, they can see what happened on the last call. It's receipts. It's essentially documentation of the call. Cox also records all their calls, but those don't get pulled very often unless something is very heavily escalated. And that was true at my last job too. The notes are king. So I ask her, I say, do you guys annotate your calls? And she says, yes, we do. And I say, before I tell you my issue, can you please read me the notes that are on file? She goes silent for about 15 seconds. And she goes, sir, if you could just tell me what you need help with them. And I go, ma'am, you're just ignoring. And by the way, Cox, if I'm lying, release the calls. Release the calls. Don't worry. The next 2 I recorded, though. But release them if I'm lying, Cox. Let's do it. It's discovery time. Do it. Anyway, so I say, can you can you read the notes to me? And she goes quiet. She doesn't. She tries to change the subject. And now I'm getting testy. I'm like, ma'am, I hear you. Read to me the most recent note in the file. And she's like, okay, I have a note from, I have billing notes, like calls regarding your billing, like a payment you made. And those are recent. I have like billing. And I'm like, okay, do you have any notes about a call I made regarding my internet from today? And she goes, there's no notes in here about that. And I say, okay, so do you guys take notes after your call? She's like, yes, we're supposed to. So then I unload in and on her face. I say, I just got off the call with someone. They transferred me to a department that wasn't open. What say you? What are we going to do about that? You now have an employee there who's not noting the file and just bullshitting customers. Not to mention, before making this call, chat, I ran a test of my internet speed. And suddenly it's improving. Suddenly, only after the first call is my internet speed. Imagine that, guys. Imagine that. After I call and bitch, my internet's doing better. That's so crazy. Oh my God. My upload, by the way, it's still going. I'm uploading while live. It's crazy, right? She is basically not wanting to put her hat in the ring on what's happening here. I get it. It's not her fault. Sure. But she assures me, I say, listen, here's everything that happened. What are you going to do about it? She's like, I'm going to get this escalated. I see the last employee who touched the file. I can't release his name to you, but I have his employee number. I'm going to get that escalated. We'll get it sent to the supervisor, and I'm going to note the file detailed. I'm going to note it so detailed that the next person will know everything you said. And I said, awesome, cool. However, what's your name? She's like, sir, I don't feel comfortable giving you anything but my first name. I'm like, bitch, I'm not asking for your BMI. Okay, I'm asking for your name. It's at this point that I informed her and I started recording. I said, hey, just so you know, I've started recording on my end because I don't feel safe talking to you guys anymore because now this is he said, she said. I don't feel comfortable having conversations with you guys because apparently when I call back, they're not noted. It didn't happen. And that makes me feel unsafe talking to you, right? She's like, I don't feel comfortable giving you my full name, just my first name. I'm like, yeah, whatever. And I tell her this. I say, okay. This is where I start to go a little crazy. I go, so-and-so, just so you know, you better note the file really well because I'm going to call back. I'm not going to tell you when. Could be in an hour. Could be in a day. Could be in a week. I'm going to call back. And I'm going to ask the next person the same question I asked you to read me the notes on the file. And so help me God, if there aren't notes there, I'm going to murder your family. No, I'm kidding. I said, I was like, if the file is not noted, this is going to get a whole lot worse. And she's like, no problem. I get it. I'm noting as heavily as possible. I'm like, awesome. Atta girl. Cool. So we move on. And also my internet, by the way, it's just working better now since this first call. So now we're in this convoluted mess, right? So a couple hours go by, boys, and what do? Here's where it gets crazy. Notes, angry ginger. Oh, just wait. A couple hours go by and I call back. I am now recording the entirety of the calls. Once again, I don't verify my information to get through. And actually, on this one, I don't remember if I did. I don't want to lie here. Regardless, I get to a customer service rep, and I'm recording, and the first thing I say to him is, hey, man, just so you know, for my safety and for yours, I'm recording this call. Before we move forward, like, do you understand that? And he goes, yep, we're recording too. And I go, cool fucking ranch, bozo. Don't care. So I tell him, hey, man, before we get started, can you read to me all the notes that are on the file from calls that took place today? He goes silent. And I have this one recorded on my end. Now, the only reason I'm not playing it, I thought I would have more time. There's a lot of personal information divulged, including my address, my phone number. I have to edit that out if I'm going to release this call to you guys. But I do have legal right to. I communicated it was recorded and he was okay with it. But he goes silent after asking him. And he goes, sir, if you could just tell me what the problem is, I could help you. And I say, I'm telling you my problem. My problem is I want to know if Cox accurately annotated my previous call. Can you please read me the notes that are on file? And he tells me no. And I say, you're not going to read me the notes on the file? He goes, well, sir, he's like, hold on, man. We're on the same team. Okay, I'm here for you. Let me help you. And I go, I'm saying this as clear as possible. What I need help with is you reading these goddamn notes to me. That's all I need. That's why I've called. He goes silent. Then, in an act of I don't know, he was kind of being a dick with this. He just, without fail, just starts reading a bunch of notes, right? None of the notes have anything to do with the calls I placed today. So-and-so, this time, billing call, inquiry about billing, so-and-so, online payment made, so-and-so, message about bill. He just starts, and I go, I say, stop. Hey, dude, listen, hold on. He cut him off. He goes, okay, what? I go, is there a note from today regarding any sort of internet issues or any sort of previous calls? He goes, no. I'm not seeing, no. I don't have an answer for that. And then I tell him, he goes, just please tell me what you're calling about and I can try to get it worked on. And I all this is recorded. I give it to him straight. I go, dude, I'm worried that if I tell you what the issue is, you then can go, oh, I see a note right here and regurgitate it all back to me. I'm testing you right now. Do you see a note in front of you? And he's like, so if we go back and forth of him no and me being like, okay. So at a certain point, I go, all right, I'm just going to explain the issue then. I lay it all out. I explain the first call. Are you guys following? It's confusing. I explain the first call where I got incorrectly transferred and hung up on. I explain the second call where she said, I'm taking care of it. I'm notating it all. Okay, I explain it all. After, I shit you not, I have this recorded. After I explain it, he goes, well, funny you should mention it. I have all that noted right here. It says right here, a customer called in, and I lose my fucking mind on him. And I go, stop right there. Okay, why? I'm like, are you telling me that note was on the file this whole time? And he goes, well, so here's the situation. We have two systems for notes. And while you were explaining everything, I decided to pull up that other system. And that's where I found the note. And I said, I literally said this to him. I'm like, sir, you sound like an intelligent guy. When I was sitting here pausing the entire conversation until you found the notes, wouldn't that be your cue to go check this other system? I'm telling you to read me the notes on the file, and this entire time, you had another system you could go check? The gaslighting! I felt gaslit. I'm like, what do you mean? Oh, now you have a note explaining everything? I explained the whole situation in great detail. The first words out of his mouth in response were, actually, I did find the note that you're referring to now. I don't know if you guys can even fathom the anger that I felt. Gaslighting gets thrown around way too much and way too often. I felt gaslit. I was like, there was a point I'm like, how stupid do you think I am, bro? And also, one of two things is happening here, right? Either you're telling the truth and you are retarded, or you're lying to me. Which one are you going to do? Because either you're being honest and you didn't think to check the note system when I called in asking for the notes. Also, I want to bring this back around. My blood fucking boiled when he refused to read me the notes on file. I was boiling. So now he claims, I don't know what the truth is here, chat. I actually don't know which it is. Is the man retarded or was the man lying to me? I don't have proof either way, but all I know, he's one of the two. It has to be one of the two. Because in some people, I see defenders in chat going, it's true that, okay, that's what I called about. Maybe pull it up. This is where it gets fucking brazy. This is the last big key moment here. We're going back and forth, and I'm kind of calling him out. He's still trying to be buddy-buddy with me. I'm not insulting him. I'm not calling him names. I'm not cussing at him. I even divulged to him, I'm like, just so you know, like, my career is in online, and I'm going to share this with people. This is ridiculous. Like, I want you to understand that what you're saying will be heard. So think a little harder when you make big mistakes like that, bro. Like, what are you guys doing here? Why is everyone giving me the runaround? He goes, hey, man, like, I get it. I hear you. There's no problem. You know what I'll do? I'm going to get you on with a supervisor. Let's see if we can get this cleared up. And I'm like, I want you to know, I'm going to explain to the supervisor what just happened. How you didn't have the notes. How you, with your whole chest, told me no. And then after I explained to you, the note appeared. So he's like, I'll do a warm transfer. Do you guys know what a warm transfer is in like customer service? A cold transfer is where you put your phone down and you fucking transfer them, and then the person picks up on the other end. A warm transfer is you stay on the line, and when the other person picks up, the supervisor, you do a little intro. Wubby, this is Supervisor John, and they're going to be taking care of you. Okay, it's to assure that you don't get hung up on. Okay, cool. I'm still recording, keep in mind. I get put on hold. I do not get warm transferred. In fact, something goes wrong in the transfer. And I am I live? I accidentally get put into the call that they're having without me. And I only catch the tail end of it, and I have it recorded, and I hear the supervisor laughing. And I hear her saying, well, all right, let's do our best to not get him so much more mad. All right. And I go, by the way, idiots, I can hear you. And she's like, oh my God. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I think something must have gone wrong with the transfer. Keep in mind, chat, I want to really, really drive this home. I have all of this recorded, and the only reason it's not playing now is because I haven't had time to edit out my personal information that obviously they use when calling your ISP. But I am smiling ear to ear now because I'm like, you are so fucking stupid you couldn't even warm transfer without getting your supervisor caught talking shit about the customer. I don't want these people to lose their jobs. That's why I'm leaving their names out of it. But this is incompetence on a level I cannot fathom. And I feel bad for this woman because you're so dumb. Cox records the calls. You must be too confident in that shit talking a customer on a recorded call because that must mean they don't pull those calls very often. And you're way too confident to shit talk a customer when I'm on fucking hold, you dip. Trust me, I get how call centers work. The second the phone hangs up, I turn to my soup and I go, damn, I hope that guy gets shot in the face, right? Yeah, I get it. We don't do it on the fucking call, you dipshit, you fucking moron. By the way, hold on, let's really double down. I've done nothing wrong so far. What have I done on this call? Just saying. I'm so confident in how I spoke to. I'm happy to release the recordings because here's the thing. I'm not sitting there going, you fucking I'm sitting there going, listen, what's the situation? What's going on? Why am I being lied to? Right? Okay. So that's a good way to start the call to the supervisor. And I call them both out. I'm like, oh, he blundered it. Oh, you don't know how to do a warm call, do you? And she then goes, just so you know, he's going to be sitting in on this call as well because he wants to hear how it resolves. And I'm like, well, that sucks because I'm about to drag his ass in front of him. You sit there quietly then, young man, because you're about to get fucking dragged. No offense, but I need to hear the recording. Okay, first off, I am totally okay with you being skeptical. I encourage my audience to be skeptical of everything, right? Because I think that's fair. However, I want you to know, you have a right to be. If you would prefer, I can pause stream. I can go BRB and mute everything. I will take the next hour. I will sift through the entire thing if you'd like, cut out any personal information, and then we can just sit here and listen to it if you'd like. Also, my main goal with having the recording is because I'm trying to do a whole FCC complaint on their ass. That's my main goal with the recording. But yeah, I'd also, what are you doubting? Like, obviously, right, I don't have verbatim memory, but I can tell you what happened, right? They transferred that call too early, and she made a fucking comment about, well, you know, he's already so mad. We don't want to get him more mad. So I'm like, bitch, I can fucking hear you. Or not FTC. What did I say? Whatever it is. Sorry. So I get on a call with her, and I'm like, hey, so what do you know? She's like, just explain the whole thing. I give her the whole ass rundown of every single layer of it. And I go, okay, what notes are actually in the file? She claims and confirms the note, the second note is there, but there is no note from the first guy. Second note's there. But the first note, this is where it gets crazy. There is a note from June 30th at 1:16. That is the time that I believe, or roughly the time the call ended of the first call. The one that didn't have a note. There's a note there. Now keep in mind, let me remind you of what the nature of that call was. I called to cancel my membership or have my internet fixed. I also communicated, I believed I was being throttled. And then I asked, how can I cancel my membership? And I was transferred to a closed section of Cox. That's the nature of the first call. It was noted by an employee whose name they will not release to me. It was noted. Do you want to know what the note said? Customer call-in confirmation with PIN and name. Billing question. That's it. Question about billing. It was a billing inquiry. So now that she had that set on recording, I said, all right, lady, listen, I communicated to her that I was recording too before we started our conversation. She said she was fine with it. And I was like, lady, listen, I need you to be real with me. Do you acknowledge that, like, you're the supervisor, one of your employees or someone under you at least, has lied on file, purposefully misleading the notes, and it transferred me and hung up on my ass? And she's like, yeah, it does appear that happened. I'm like, okay, now talk to me like a human now. Like, what are we gonna do about that? And like, this is where it turned into like a 2-hour runaround, right? She's like, well, I got my supervisor looking at, and then, right? I'm like, also, I kind of heard you making fun of me and laughing when this call happened. What are we gonna do about that? And she goes, well, we're all human and we do all make mistakes. And I think that it's important to just everybody look at each other like we are human. Now, the thing is too, I'm like, I don't want this woman losing her job, right? I'm not trying to be an asshole, but at the same time, it's like, but what are we going to do about it, lady? And I don't want to hear when I overheard you laughing and clearly the tail end of a shit talk conversation, right? I don't want to hear that we're all human, So we go into a back and forth about how to, and we get to the bottom of it, right? And I'm like, yeah, you need to do something about that employee and I need something to be done. I'm not happy. I'm canceling my Cox service. Like, this is over. It's over. And I'm also going to try to make this as public as possible. And I'm going to file a complaint as well. I don't want these people fired, but I don't know. I think that it's fair to be like, when you fuck your job up, disciplinary, right? A talking to, a warning. So where does the story end? Well, I'll tell you, this is a pending story now. This is an ongoing story. And I know other people have issues with Cox. I've seen other streamers complain about it. I'm not the only one. I really hardballed her for almost an hour of just, listen, lady, you're going to suggest I do things I've already done. Let's assume I do them and my internet still doesn't work. What do I do? I got her to say, listen, man, if I was in that situation too, I would go with AT&T. After like an hour of just grinding her down, I got her to say, you should probably stop being with Cox then. Genuinely. My goal in the end was for her to acknowledge that an employee did something fucked up on recording, which I got her to do. I also got her to acknowledge that nothing Cox has done in years has worked, which I got her to do. I asked her a question. I'm like, are you working remote? This was a good zinger because I'm such a comedian. I go, are you working remote? I'm like, I'm only wondering because I'm wondering if this guy is in the office with you. She's like, well, currently I'm remote. I work from home. And I go, okay, cool. And she goes, well, some employees work from home if their internet's good enough. And I'm like, oh, so if they're not with Cox? She did not acknowledge that joke at all. Not even slightly. So where did this call end? Let me explain it to you. I was nice to supervisor. She was nice to me. Ultimately, we ended the call with some laughter. I made fun of her for her mistake at the beginning. I kind of gave her a hard time about it. Just I was trying to, because I feel bad, dude. I do get hit with empathy waves. I really do. And I felt bad. I was like, damn, I bet she feels really fucking stupid. And that sometimes is enough. The call ended with her being like, listen, dude, all I can do is like get a tech out there tomorrow. And I was like, okay, as long as you notate the file as fucking insanely clear as possible that a tech is coming. And when all of that fails, right, I told her this is what I said. I said, I'm going to let you run the full gauntlet of Cox troubleshooting. I'm going to let you take over my internet fully. Send out a tech, send out a modem, send out everything you got. I won't stop saying yes, okay? Do it. This time, though, I'm going to document every single interaction I have with you guys. And when, not if, when it doesn't work, I'm filing a complaint and I'm going to a different provider. And she was like, you know what? Fair. Like, it wasn't even like, oh, dude, I don't care. She's like, yeah, dude, honestly, I'd do that shit too. Do it. And I'm like, the only reason I'm not doing it now is because I didn't document this as well as I plan on it. I'm like, when the dude enters my home tomorrow, I'm going to film him. Every single interaction I have with Cox from this point on is going to be filmed and recorded. I have fucking almost 2.5 fucking hours now of recorded calls with this place because they just, if you don't record it, they will deny it. I asked her too. I said, can you, is there any way I can request access to this recording of the first call? And she goes, we can't give you access to any calls without police involvement. And I'm like, shit. Okay then, let's do it. It's time, baby. Let's go to court, baby. I haven't had the internet I paid for in years. I'm owed some money back, I think. Let's dance. Because I know I've been paying for internet that I haven't been getting. What do you want to do? I don't think any of that's going to happen. I think ultimately, here's what's going to happen, chat. I think ultimately we're going to let this run its course. And then I'm going to switch over. Draw whatever conclusion you want. You cannot deny, after I went off on that first call and threatened canceling my service, since then, the upload that was taking 300 hours jumped up to 6. Since then, my download speeds have been not nearly what I pay for, but they've been way past the 5 to 10 range. Draw whatever conclusion you want. I cannot speak with any legal authority or any measurable accusation, but in my opinion, that is throttling. That is not the only way I draw the conclusion of throttling. I draw that conclusion from years of doing everything they say to fix my internet and it not fixing. The throttling is a bad word to Cox. Every single employee I spoke with gave me like a scripted answer in response to throttling, and I would call them out on it, including the supervisor. I said, hey, I believe I'm being throttled, and every time I call you guys, it gets better. And every time they go, just so you know, Cox does not throttle their customers. And every time I go, yep, but your solutions don't solve the problem either. I'm like, I've had professionals that aren't from Cox come and look at everything, and the only thing they couldn't rule out was Cox doing something to it. And then I go, so what's your response to that? Well, just so you know, Cox does not throttle their customers. Okay. But they do. But like, they do. Would you sue the company if the opportunity came? Do you want my genuine answer on that? This is literally my answer. And you might think I'm stupid for this, but this is my answer. If after everything I have here, if I present all of this to a legal team, I would let them decide. Do I think I have a case? I have no clue. I don't know if I do. I have no idea, right? But I'm not going to limit myself by not documenting it this time. I don't know anything about the law. I have no fucking clue. I don't. But even if I take it to a legal team, they're like, dude, report this. You have a lot of information here. Get it out. Then I'll do that. No matter how you slice it, when I'm paying almost $200 a month for my internet and my speeds are less than 1/100th of what I pay, I'm not really sure. Even if you want to say they can legally do it, as far as a business goes, they should be out of business then. Legal or not, it's garbage. Exactly. So many people just have to deal with it instead of doing something about it. Good for you. That's the thing too. I don't like the idea of just roll over, Wubby. It's the way it is. It's like, yeah, but it shouldn't be the way it is. And me documenting it isn't going to hurt. You know what I mean? Move to another address, Wubby. I've done that. I moved 4 times and this issue has followed me to each home. That's what people don't understand. Wubby, it's your node. We've had techs come out for that. Wubby, it's your modem. She even said, your modem doesn't actually support those speeds. And I went, lady, you're wrong. You're lying. You're incorrect. I'm sorry, but you're fucking wrong. You know what my modem does support? More than 0.06 up. Your packages literally say up to 1,000, so it's a legal loophole. Here's the problem though, right? There is a line. And I think, okay, we're getting into the legalese of things, and that's where my ignorance hits. I would rather trust, I hear you, I would rather trust a dude who I paid legally to be like, you don't have a case. I just want to know everybody who suggested calling Saul. That is so cool of you. And that was, yeah, thank you. I pay 60 for 1,000 up, 1,000 down fiber in bumfuck Alabama. What's Cox doing? Yep, brother, yep. I believe due to my internet usage, which by the way, I do use a lot, which is why I pay for an unlimited package along with the 1,000 down, 100 up. I pay for unlimited. So according to that, right, the way Cox has it worded is up to a certain amount, then your internet speeds will slow down. So to get around that, which by the way, that was Cox's first suggestion, was to pay for unlimited, meaning we'll keep your speeds up to as close to your max for no matter how much you use your internet. Obviously, that's far from the truth and total bullshit. To anybody else having issues with Cox, I strongly recommend that you, share the news of your own personal experiences. That means if you had issues with Cox and you think it's worthy of an FCC complaint, go right ahead. I'll be joining you on it. I think Cox should be looked at. I personally believe, based on my experience with Cox Communications, the ISP that functions in San Diego, among other places, if you have issues, I would file a complaint with the FCC like I am doing because I have issues with them. And I would recommend leaving any kind of review, letting them know your feelings on them. I want to make sure other customers are aware of our experiences with Cox.